Our political insiders join us in the studio today. Tony May on my right, Charlie Gerow on my left. Welcome, gentlemen, as always.
Tony, you said you had a question to start us off.
Well, Charlie's been at CPAC, and this is where, primarily younger Republicans go, the conservative young Republicans, before they learn to be moderates. Charlie, what's on the mind of young people today?
Well, you would be surprised, not at all, Tony, to know that the younger voters, and CPAC is dominated by younger voters, are very libertarian. Rand Paul won the straw poll there. They're very economically conservative, want government out of their hair, very anti-Obamacare. But on the social issues, they tend to be very libertarian. Pro-marijuana, but not passionate about it. Interestingly, the thing that really is driving a lot of these young people is gay marriage. They feel very, very strongly about it. These are conservative, activist, young people, and I think it's a generational shift that we're seeing there.
But they think gay marriage is a civil rights issue?
They think it's a civil rights issue, a basic justice, fairness question, and they feel pretty strongly about it. I was surprised by the intensity of their fervor.
Other than that, did anything else? Did you walk away surprised or shocked by anything else?
The conservative movement is alive and well. The Republican Party is alive and well. You had a full view of the potential candidates for 2016. You'll be pleased to know, Tanya, that Texas Governor Rick Perry did very well.
Yeah,
okay, that's good.
Do you feel Rick Perry bailed himself out? Let's talk about the race for governor here in Pennsylvania. Bob Guzzardi actually turned in his papers yesterday. What is this going to mean for Tom Corbett?
Well, let's start, Charlie.
Okay.
You're concerned about the number of signatures, right?
Well, I think any time somebody turns in such a small number of signatures, it's likely that they're going to be challenged and probably successfully. I think the last report I heard, he had turned in something like 2,300, where 2,000 are required. The governor turned in almost 30,000. Some say by the time the supplementals get filed, it will be well over 30,000. You can see the astronomical difference between those two filings.
I think it's a good thing for the governor to have opposition in the primary. It'll give him a chance and an excuse to be out there campaigning and a reason for people to be listening to him campaigning at a time when there's going to be 7 Democrats on the other side, or 6 Democrats on the other side, saying bad things about him. It's a chance for him to speak, be heard, and to blow the guy away.
Do you think we'll hear from him more?
Yeah, I think you're already hearing from the governor. He's up on television, he's up on the radio. It's a very strong message. You're going to hear it throughout the primary season, even though, as Tony correctly points out, the focus will be on the Democratic side as they kind of tear each other apart and claw each other's eyes out over the course of the next couple of months. You'll be hearing a lot from Governor Corbett about his very positive record.
And speaking of, our assignment desk made some last-minute phone calls to see by 5 o'clock who had put their name in the hat officially of the bigger candidates and the Democrats. And as you said, Tony, that we have a list of 6 strong ones that have put their name in the hat. Any on this list that stand out to you?
Right now you see Tom Wolf from York County leading the pack because he's been advertising the most. You're going to see strong showings, I think, though, if you consider 15 to 20% of strong showing in a multi-candidate field from all of them, though. It's going to be a pretty tight race by the time we're all said and done.
You agree?
I do.
Do we have a quick moment to talk about this bill? Senate Bill 1275 would move some financial responsibilities from state universities into their own. How do you feel about that?
I think this is going to be a big concern from our neighborhood universities, Shippensburg, Millersville, even Kutztown, because they're going to be asked, if this bill becomes law, to do more on their own and they're caught between a rock and a hard place. Have a comprehensive program, lots of offerings, which means some offerings are unprofitable. And on the other hand, each try to find some area of outstanding strength, whether it's going to be in the sciences, engineering, or in the social studies area.
I think 2 of the universities that you mentioned, though, Tony, Shippensburg and Millersville in particular, very well-run schools, are going to be very, very glad to have this opportunity to opt out of the state system. I think you'll see them do it, and to do it with a smile on their face.
Gain more control.
Right.
Exactly.
Well, we got to wrap up there. Guys, thank you as always. You can see our political insiders every Tuesday right here on CBS 21 News at 5:30.